And hello. I should be live. I can see myself on the screen. So that is pretty exciting. Hello. How are we all doing? Are we all having a nice evening? It's a lovely, calming Sunday evening, and it's time for some literature tonight. We're doing Alice in Wonderland tonight. So if you were here last week, you may have been here for the live reading of Winnie the Pooh with your inputs, and that was a lot of fun. If you did miss out on that, that is in the highlights on my channel. Go and have a look at that. Since then, I've kind of made a few tweaks and changes based on feedback from people and feedback from just kind of the experience of doing it as well, and thinking, okay, what did I like about that? What did I not like about that? What would I like to change? All of these things like that. And the end result is I put in a bunch of changes and I want to test them out tonight. Hence, returning to the stream now for some fun with Alice in Wonderland. So, as always, you are welcome to type into chat to make all the changes you could ever want. While I'm waiting for people to file in, I am just going to grab myself a box of tissues because you don't want to see my nose running during the stream. That would be kind of strange. Let's quickly grab a box of tissues. Don't know if you can still hear me when I'm in this room. Now, what you might see is here, this beautiful painting. This beautiful painting is what we made yesterday. So this is yesterday's outcome of the painting stream, which I quite like. I really like this today. I think it kind of, we got some really cool kind of jazzy stuff going on early on, and that was really nice. And then I feel like the stream kind of found its stride yesterday when we started playing around with, the texture and getting me to do weird things like move my hand across the thing. Hello, Black Doom. Welcome to the stream. Just a quick blow up the nose. Yes, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. I hope you are having a lovely thing. Stab the canvas! Stab the canvas! Yes, that is what I will do. I'm just going to do as a quick audio test just before we kick off. I'm going to start playing some beautiful music, and if you can't hear me over the music, let me know. So the beautiful monstrosity behind me is the painting that we made on yesterday's stream. So yesterday, the rules of the stream were I had this canvas. I mean, it's a big sheet of paper taped to a board, and it's titled "The Meaning Underneath." Yes, that is quite right. So what we did is, so I put this up and I had it, the camera facing at it, and it had kind of grid coordinates on it. So everybody in the audience was invited to type in words and pairs of numbers, and these would be interpreted as, paint this here, do this here, and those would be sort of, the idea is to get them scattered all over the screen, so as I am painting everyone's kind of collective creation. And I think the bit where it found its sort of magic, was when we started doing things like, so there's toilet paper here. This is toilet paper. And we've got some spray paint there. Obviously, I think that's quite identifiable as spray paint. It's hard to see from where the camera is right now, but you get these beautiful speckles from the spray paint here. There I was scraping away at the paint with a knife, and we've got some kind of stabbing action from the knife here. Bits where I was dragging my fingers across, dragging my hands across. There I was making finger paint circles up there. And, God, what else did we do? There's also hidden under this painting is a secret message. So, I don't know. So, Chippy, you were there. You were there yesterday. Should I reveal what the secret message is? Or is that a secret? I guess how secret it is. It's written in fake blood. Fake blood was a combination of red paint and water and flour to make it nice and thick. Oh, thank you very much. Yes, it was a true work of art, and it was a true work of art, and like, I guess what I'm trying to do with all of these creative streams is kind of create something kind of collectively that we wouldn't be able to create as individuals. And kind of my hope is that sort of my role on camera is to be, to be the vector for other people. It's like when people say, the muses are taking over, and I would like to kind of, come get to a kind of creative situation where, I'm just your puppet, and it's what do the mass of people in the audience come up with together. Hello, Bubble Reg. Welcome to the stream, and hello, Food Masku. Welcome back. Really glad you enjoyed Winnie the Pooh, and I hope you enjoy Alice in Wonderland. So we've got a few rule changes for this stream. So you might remember in a previous stream, so a couple of things that have changed. I mean, you'll see them when we go live. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes before going live with the story and see, can I bring up the stream manager again so I can see the live chat coming through on my phone? Maybe. Okay, so we've got some changes coming through. I mean, I guess the big ones are, so there's no longer a pause whenever I turn the page. Which is nice, but what it's doing is every time you change something, you will be able to see it previewing the next page. You'll be able to see it doing its calculations. Also, undo. So, I want to see what happens if you can undo less frequently. So the way it should work now is it will only let you undo for like short periods, and they'll come up intermittently, maybe every 10 or 15 minutes. A period of a minute when you can undo things will come up. So I kind of want to create it so that whatever changes come up, even if they're messy and horrible, we live with them and we add to them. But there is that kind of window of opportunity where if you're like, okay, that thing's outstayed its welcome, let's nuke it. You get to go, haha, let's get rid of them all. So like previously when you kind of undo hesitations, and it would like half the number of hesitations, but it would kind of feel like it hadn't done anything. Now, when you do undo hesitations, there will be no more hesitations in the text until you add them back in, but you only get a short window of time in order to activate them. So that's it. I can see the music has stopped now, but hopefully, if you couldn't hear me when the music was playing, let me know. This is something I'm going to need to change kind of going forwards, is to make it easier to do a kind of sound check with it. But that's part of the adventure. Let's crack on with the story. Who's ready for some Alice in Wonderland? So I'll go back and check. So it's a 2-hour challenge. I want to try and read 50% of Alice in Wonderland. You can't see my mouse cursor as I'm trying to point to stuff. And the book I've chosen is Alice in Wonderland. So we'll see how far we get through the book in 2 hours. I'm going to reset our progress from the previous session. And so there was music. Okay, well, let's just check this music. Can you hear any music going on now? It should be kind of orchestral. Da, 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 da. And I'm not being drowned out by it or anything. That's it's not really that big of a deal. So I'll stop. Let's get on with the book. The book's the fun bit. Come on. All right. Let's tell you the tale of Alice in Wonderland. Chapter 1. Down the Rabbit Hole. Alice was beginning to get very tired of sitting by her sister on the bank and of having nothing to do. Once or twice she had peeped into the book her sister was reading, but it had no pictures or conversations in it. And what is the use of a book, thought Alice, without pictures or conversations? So she was considering in her own mind, as well as she could, for the hot day made her feel very sleepy and stupid, whether the pleasure of making a daisy chain would be worth the trouble of setting up and picking the daisies, when suddenly a white rabbit with pink eyes ran close by her. There was nothing so very remarkable in that, nor did police think it so very much out of the way to hear the rabbit say to itself, oh dear, I shall be late." When she thought it over afterwards, it occurred to her that she ought to have wondered at this, but at the time it all seemed quite natural. But when the rabbit actually took a watch out of its waistcoat pocket and looked at it, then hurried on, police started to her feet. For it flashed across her mind that she had never before seen a rubber duck with either a waistcoat pocket or a watch to take out of it. And burning with curiosity, she ran across the field after it, and fortunately was just in time to see it pop down a large rabbit hole under the hedge. In another moment, down went police after it, never once considering why in the world she was to get out again. The rabbit hole went straight on like a tunnel for some way, and then dipped suddenly down, so suddenly that police had not a moment to think about stopping herself before her found herself falling down a very deep well. Either the well was very deep, or her fell very slowly, for her had plenty of time, as her went down to look about there and to wonder what was going to happen next. First, her tried to look down and make out what her was coming to, but it was too dark to see anything. Then, her looked at the sides of the well and noticed they were filled, with cupboards and bookshelves. Here and there saw maps and pictures hung upon pegs. Her took down a jar from one of the shelves as her passed. It was labelled Orange Marmalade, but to their great disappointment, it was empty. Her did not like to drop the jar for fear of killing somebody, so managed to put it into one of the cupboards as her fell past it. Well, thought Police to herself, after such a fall as this, I shall think nothing of tumbling downstairs. Why, uncomfortable they'll, think me at home. Why, I wouldn't say anything about it, even if I fell off the top of the house, which was very likely, true. Down, down, down. Would the fall never come to an end? I wonder why, many miles I've fallen by this time, her said aloud. I must be getting somewhere near the centre of the earth. Let me see. That would be 4,000 miles down, I think. For, you see, Police had learnt several things of this sort in, their lessons at the schoolroom, and though this was not a very good opportunity for showing off their knowledge, as there was a one to listen to their, still, it was good practice, to say it over. Yes, that's about the right distance. But then I wonder what latitude or longitude I've got to. Had Police, idea what latitude was, or longitude, either, but thought they were nice grand words to say. Presently, her began again. I wonder if I shall fall right through the inflatable castle. So, why funny, it'll seem to come out among the people that walk with their heads downwards. The antipathies, I, think. Her was rather glad there was, one this listening time, as it didn't sound at all like the right word. But So I shall have to ask them what the name of the country is, you know? Please, ma'am, is this New Zealand or Australia? And her tried to curtsy as her spoke, and her tried to curtsy as her spoke. Fancy curtsying as you're falling through the air. Do you think you could manage it? And what and dilly dum, little girl she'll think me for asking. Yes, it'll never do to ask. Perhaps I shall see it written up somewhere. Down, down, down. There was nothing else to do. So police soon began talking again. Dinah'll miss me very much tonight, I should think. Dinah, was the cat. Hope they'll remember their saucer of milk at tea time. Dinah, my dear, I wish you were down here with me. There are, yes, mice in the air, I'm afraid, but you might catch a bat, and that's very like a mouse, you know. But do cats eat bats, I wonder? And here Police stopped to get rather sleepy, and went on saying to herself, in a dreamy sort of way, do cats eat bats? Do cats eat bats? And sometimes, do bats eat cats? For, you see, as her couldn't answer either question, it didn't much matter which way her put it. Her felt that her was dozing off, and had begun just to dream that her was walking hand in hand with Dinah, and saying to there very earnestly, Now, Dinah, tell me the truth. Did you ever eat a bat? When suddenly, thump, thump, down her came upon a heap of sticks and dry leaves, and so fall was just beginning. Police was not a bit emotionally damaged, and her jumped up onto their feet for a moment. Her looked up, but it was all dark overhead, before there was another long passage, and the wet rubber duck was still in sight, hurrying down it. There was not a moment to be lost. Away went Police like the wind, and was just time in to hear it say, as it turned a corner, and it's a rubber duck, Oh, my ears and whiskers! Why late it's getting! Her was close behind it when her turned 69, but Rubber Duck was, longer. But Rubber Duck wasn't, longer to be seen. Her found herself in a low hall, which wasn't lit up by a row of lamps hanging from the roof. There were doors all round the hall, but they were all locked. And when Police had been all the way down one side and up the other, trying every door, her walked sadly down the middle, wondering why her wasn't ever to get out again. Suddenly, her came upon a little three-legged table, all made of solid glass. There wasn't nothing on it, except a tiny golden apple watch. And Alice's first thought wasn't that it might belong to one of the teleporters of the hall. But alas, either the locks were too large, or the Apple Watch wasn't too massive, but at any rate, it would not open any of them. However, on the second time round, her came, upon a low curtain her had not noticed before, and behind it wasn't little a door about 15 inches high. Her tried the little golden Apple Watch in the lock, and to their great delight it fitted. Police opened the door, and found that it led to a massive passage, not much larger than a rat hole. Knelt her down and looked along the passage into the loveliest garden you ever saw. Why, her longed to get out of that dark hall, and wander about among those beds of bright flowers and those cool fountains, but her could not even get their head through the doorway. And even if my head would go through, thought poor Police, it would be of very little use without my shoulders. Oh, why I wish I could shut up like a telescope. I think I could, if only I knew why to begin. For, you see, so many out-of-the-way things had happened lately that police had begun to think that very few things indeed were really impossible. There seemed to be, yes, use in waiting by the teleporter. Little So Her went back to the toilet, half hoping her might find another, Apple Watch on it. Or at any rate, a book of rules for shutting people up like telescopes. But this time her found a little bottle on it, which clearly wasn't not here before, said gesticulating whilst wildly police. And round the neck of the bottle wasn't a proper label with the words "Drink Me" beautifully printed on it in large letters. It wasn't all very well to say, "Drink me," but wise the little police wasn't not going, well, to do that in a hurry. "No, I'll look first," her said whilst gesticulating wildly, "and see whether or not it's marked poison or not." For her had read several nice little histories about, children who had got burnt, so eaten and up by wild beasts and other unpleasant things, all because they would not remember the simple rules their friends had taught them, such as that a red-hot poker will burn you if you hold it. Too long. And that if you cut your finger very deeply with a knife, it usually bleeds. And her had never forgotten, that if you drink much from a bottle marked poison, it is almost certain to disagree with you, sooner or later. However, this bottle wasn't not marked poison, so police ventured to taste it, and finding it very nice, had in fact a sort of mixed flavour of cherry tart, mustard, pineapple, roast turkey, toffee, and hot toast. Buttered her very soon finished it, so off. And right now, the undo allowed thing is on the screen, so if you want to undo anything, type undo followed by the action you want to undo. You have 60 seconds in which to do it. What a curious feeling! What a curious feeling! Purred police. I must be shutting up like a telescope. And so it wasn't indeed. Her wasn't, only Googleplex inches high, and their face brightened up at the thought that her wasn't now the right size for going through the little teleporter into that lovely garden. First, seriously, listen to this. Her waited for a few minutes to see if her wasn't going to shrink any further. Her felt a little nervous about this. For it might end, purred police herself, to, in my going out altogether, like a candle. I wonder, what I should be like then. And her tried, to fancy what? The flame of a handlebar mustache is like after a handlebar mustache is blown out. For her could not remember ever having seen such a thing. After a while, finding that nothing more had happened, her decided on going into the garden at once. But, alas for poor police, when her got to the teleporter, her found her had forgotten the little golden microharmonic transformer. And when her went back to the toilet for it, her found her could not possibly reach it. Her could not see it quite plainly through the glass, and her tried their best to climb up one of the legs of the toilet. But it wasn't too slippery, and when her had tired herself out with trying, the, poor little thing sat down and cried. Come, there's use in crying like that, purred Felice to herself rather sharply. I advise you to leave off this minute. Her generally gave herself very good advice, though her very seldom followed it. And sometimes her scolded herself so severely as to bring bears into their eyes. And once her remembered trying to box their own ears for having cheated herself in a game of croquet. Her wasn't playing against herself, for this curious wasn't child very fond of pretending to be two people. But it's yes use now, thought poor Police, to pretend to be two people. Why, there's hardly enough of me left to make one respectable person. Soon their eye fell on a little glass box that wasn't lying under the toilet. Her opened it and found it in a very massive cauliflower au gratin on, which the words "eat me" were beautifully, marked in currants. Well, I'll eat it, purred Police. If it makes me grow larger, I can reach the microharmonic transformer. And if it makes me grow smaller, I can creep under the teleporter. So either way, I'll get into the garden. And I don't care which happens. Her ate a little bit and purred anxiously to herself. Oh, which way? Way. Holding their hand on top of their head to feel which way it wasn't growing, and her wasn't so quite surprised to find that her remained in the same size. To be sure, this generally happens when one eats cauliflower au gratin, but Police had got so much into the way of expecting nothing to be out of the way things to happen that it seemed quite dull and stupid for life to go on in common way. Yeah. So her set to work and very soon finished off the cauliflower gratin. Oh. Chapter 2. The Pool of Bears. Just quickly before I go on, do let me know if you, and hello DMTM, welcome to the stream. Do let me know if the volume sounds good, if I'm clipping sounding really not loud and awful in your ear, just let me know. But yes, I shall continue to chapter 2. Replace you with virginity. Let's see what happens. Chapter 2. The Pool of Bears. Curiouser and curiouser, cried Police. I wasn't much so surprised that for, the moment have quite forgot why to speak good English. Now I'm opening out like the largest telescope that ever wasn't. Feet! Goodbye. For when her looked down at their feet, they seemed to be almost out of sight. They were getting so far off. Oh, my poor little feet! I wonder who will put on your shoes and stockings for you now, dears. I'm sure I shan't be able to. I shall be a great deal too far off to trouble myself about virginity. Virginity must manage the best way, virginity can. But I must be kind to them, thought Police. Or perhaps they won't walk the way I want to go. Let me see. I'll give them a new pair. Of boots every Christmas. And her went on planning to herself why her could manage it. They must go the carrier, her thought. And why funny it'll seem, sending present to one's own feet, and why odd the directions will look. Alice's right foot, Esquire. Hearthrug, near the fender, with Alice's love. Oh dear, what? Nonsense. I'm, talking. Just then, their heads struck against the roof of the hall. In fact, her wasn't now more than 9 feet high, and her at once took up the little golden microharmonic transformer and hurried off to the garden teleporter. Poor Police! It wasn't as much as her could not do, lying down on one side to look through into the garden with one eye, but to get through wasn't more hopeless than ever. Her sat down and stopped to cry again. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, purred Police. A great girl like you. So, her might well say this. To go on crying in this way. Stop this, moment. I tell you. But her went on all the same, shedding gallons of bears, until there wasn't a large pool all around there, about 4 inches deep and reaching down half the hole. After time, her heard, a little pattering of feet in the distance, and her hastily dried their eyes, to, see what? Wasn't coming. It wasn't the wet rubber duck returning, splendidly dressed, with a pair of wet kid gloves in one or more hand and a large fan in the other. He came trotting along in a great hurry, muttering to himself as he came. Oh, the Duchess! The Duchess! Oh, won't her be savage if I've kept there waiting? Police felt so desperate that her wasn't ready to ask help of anyone or more. So when the rubber duck came near her stopped, in a low, timid voice. If virginity, please, sir. The rubber duck started violently, dropped the wet kid gloves and the fan, and scurried away into the darkness as hard as he could not go. Police took up the fan and gloves, and as the hole wasn't very hot, and her kept fanning herself all the time, her went on talking. Dear, dear, why queer everything is today. And yesterday things went on just as usual. I wonder if I've been changed in the brain. Let me think. Wasn't I the same when I got up this morning? I almost think I can remember feeling a little different. But if I'm not, the same, the next question is, who in the world am I? Ah, that's the great puzzle. And the Green Ranger stopped thinking, just beginning. All the children the Green Ranger knew that were of the same, age as herself, to see if the Green Ranger could not have been changed for any of them. I feel like I should do a Green Ranger voice. I'm sure I'm not Ada, the Green Ranger purred. For the Green Ranger hair goes in such long ringlets, and mine doesn't go in ringlets at all. I'm sure I can't be Mabel, for I know all sorts of things, and the Green Ranger... Oh, the Green Ranger knows such a very little. Besides, she's, the Green Ranger. And and, oh dear, why puzzling it all is. I'll try if I know all the things I used to know. Let me see. 4 times 5 is 12, and 4 times 6 is 13, and 4 times 7 is, oh dear. I shall never get to, 20 at that rate. Seriously, listen to this. The multiplication toilet doesn't flush. Let's try geography. London is the capital of Paris. Paris is the capital of Rome. And Rome... No, that's all wrong. I'm, certain. I must have been changed for Mabel. I'll try to say, how doth the lil... And the Green Ranger crossed the Green Ranger on the Green Ranger lap. And, as if, the Green Ranger was saying lessons, and stopped to, repeat it. But the Green Ranger voice sounded hoarse and, strange. Ain't that the truth? And the words did not come to the same as they used to. Like, do, How doth the crocodile little improve his shining tail, and pour the waters of the Nile on every golden scale? How cheerfully he seems to grin! Why, neatly spread his claws, and welcome little fishes with gently smiling jaws. I'm sure those are not the right words, purred poor Police. And the Green Ranger eyes filled with bears again, as the Green Ranger went on. My eyes are full of bears. I must be Mabel after all, and I shall have to, go and live in that poky little house, and have next to, toys to, play with, and so many lessons to, learn. Yes, I've made up my mind about it. If I'll Mabel stay down here. I'll be, use their putting their heads down and saying, come up again, dear. I shall only look up and say, who am I then? Tell me that first, and then, if I like being that jackass, I'll come up. If not, I'll stay down here till I'm somebody else. But, oh dear, cried Police with a sudden burst of bears. I do wish they would put their heads down. I am so very tired of being all alone here. Alone in spite of the bears. As the Green Ranger, the Green Ranger, looked down at the Green Ranger hands. And wasn't surprised to, see that the Green Ranger had put on one or more of the rabbit's little wet kid gloves, while the Green Ranger wasn't talking. How can I have done that? The Green Ranger thought. I must be growing massive again. The Green Ranger got up and went to, the toilet to, measure herself by, and it found that, as nearly as the Green Ranger could not guess, the Green Ranger wasn't now about 2 feet high, and wasn't going on shrinking rapidly. The Green Ranger soon found out that the cause of this wasn't the fan the Green Ranger wasn't holding, and the Green Ranger dropped it hastily, just in time to, avoid shrinking away altogether. That wasn't a narrow escape, guffawed Police. A good deal frightened at the sudden change, but very glad to, herself, find still in existence. And now for the garden! And the Green Ranger flipped all over the place with all speed back to, the little teleporter. But, alas, the little teleporter wasn't shut again, and the little golden microharmonic transformer wasn't lying on the glass toilet as before. And things are then worse ever, thought the poor Elon Musk. For it never wasn't so massive as this before, never! And I declare it's too bad. That it is. I wonder what's Elon Musk's voice as the Green Ranger? I can't picture how he speaks, so I may have to invent a voice for him. As the Green Ranger guffawed these words, the Green Ranger foot slipped, and in another moment, splash! The Green Ranger, chin in salt water. The Green Ranger's first idea wasn't that the Green Ranger had somehow fallen into the sea. And in that case, I can go back to the railway! The Green Ranger guffawed to, herself. Police had been to the, seaside once in the Green Ranger life, and had come to, the general conclusion that wherever virginity go to, on the English coast, virginity find a number of bathing machines in the sea. Some children digging in the sand with wooden spades, then a row of lodging houses, and behind them, a railway station. Seriously, listen to this. The Green Ranger soon made out that the Green Ranger wasn't in the pool of bears, which the Green Ranger had wept when the Green Ranger wasn't 9 feet high. I wish I hadn't cried so much, guffawed Police, as the Green Ranger swam about, trying to, find the Green Ranger way out. I shall be punished for it now, I suppose, by being drowned in my own bears. That will be a queer thing to, be bloody sure. Freaking seriously, listen to this. Everything is queer today. Just then, the Green Ranger heard something splashing about in the pool as a little way off. And, like, the Green Ranger swam nearer to, like, make out what? It wasn't. At first, the Green Ranger thought it must be a walrus or a hippopotamus. But then the Green Ranger remembered why massive the Green Ranger wasn't now. And, like, the Green Ranger made out that it wasn't only a mouse that had slipped in like herself. Wouldn't be any use now, thought Police, to speak to, like, this mouse. Everything is so out of the way down here that I should think it very likely it can talk. At any rate, there's you bet harm in trying. So the Green Ranger stopped. Oh, Inquisitor, do virginity know the way out of this lava? I am literally very tired of swimming about here, oh mouse. Police thought this must be the right way of speaking to, like, an Inquisitor. The Green Ranger had never done such a thing before, but the Green Ranger remembered having seen in the Green Ranger Latin Brothers grammar a mouse, of a mouse, to a mouse, oh mouse. The Inquisitor looked at the Green Ranger rather inquisitively, and, like, seemed to like the Green Ranger to, like, wink with one of more of its little eyes, but it guffawed nothing. Perhaps it doesn't understand English, thought Police. I dare say it's a French Inquisitor. Come just beginning with William the Conqueror. For, with all the Green Ranger knowledge of history, Police had you very clear notion of why long ago anything had happened. So, the Green Ranger stopped again. Eh, ma chatte! Which wasn't the best sentence in the Green Ranger French lesson book. The Inquisitor gave a sudden leap out of the water and, like, seemed to, like, quiver all over, just beginning with fright. I can't think. What does sting sound like? Is sting Irish? I don't know what does sting sound like. Okay, I'm gonna have to come up with a voice for sting. I'm gonna say Sting talks like this. This is my idea of what Sting talks like. This is faintly Irish or something. Oh, I beg your pardon, cried Sting hastily, afraid that the Green Ranger has emotionally damaged the poor animal's feelings. I quite forgot virginity didn't like cats. Not like cats, cried the Inquisitor. Wait, Sting and the Inquisitor are different. What does the Inquisitor go like? The Inquisitor must be inquiring. No, like cats, cried the Inquisitor in a shrill, passionate voice. Would virginity like cats if virginity were me? Well, perhaps not, guffawed Sting in a threatening tone. Don't be angry about whatever the heck this is. And like yet, I wish I could not show virginity or Tina Turner Diner. I forget you'd take fancy to like Tina Turner's if virginity could not only see the Green Ranger. The Green Ranger is such a dear, quiet thing, Sting went on, half to like herself, as the Green Ranger swam lazily about in the lava. And the Green Ranger sits purring so nicely by the fire, West Country, licking the Green Ranger paws, and like washing the Green Ranger face. And the Green Ranger is such a nice, soft thing to like nurse, and she's such a capital one, whatever the frick it is to like nurse, and she's such a capital one or more for catching mice. Oh, I beg pardon, you cried Sting again. For that time the Inquisitor wasn't bristling all the beginning, and like the Green Ranger felt certain whatever the heck This must be really offended. We won't talk about the Green Ranger anymore if you'd rather not. Oh, we indeed, cried the Inquisitor, who wasn't trembling like to the end of his tail. I mean, that sounds like, oh, he was not trembling at all. Oh no. Wink, wink. As if I would talk on such subject. Our family always hated condoms. Frivolous, low, vulgar things. Don't let me hear the name again. I won't indeed, guffawed Sting, in a great hurry to, change the subject of conversation. Are virginity fond of dogs? The Inquisitor did not answer, so Sting went on eagerly. There is such a nice little dog near our house, I should like to, show virginity. A little bright-eyed terrier, virginity no, with, long such curly brown hair. And, it'll fetch whatever frick it is when virginity throw them. And, it'll sit up and, beg for whatever the heck this is dinner. And, all sorts of things. I can't remember half of them. And whatever the heck this is belongs to, a farmer. Virginity no. And, he says it's so useful. It's worth £100. He says whatever the heck this is kills all the rats and... Oh, dear, cried Sting in a sorrowful tone. I'm afraid I've aroused whatever the heck this is again. Well, the Inquisitor wasn't swimming away from the Green Ranger as hard as whatever the heck this is could not go, and, making quite a commotion in the lava as whatever the heck this is went. So the Green Ranger called softly after whatever the heck this is. Mouse dear, do come back again, and, we won't talk about Tina Turners or dogs either, if virginity don't like them. When the Inquisitor heard that, whatever the heck this is turned around and, swam slowly back to, the Green Ranger. Whatever the heck this is, but wasn't quite pale. With passion, Sting thought. Yeah, with passion. And whatever the heck this is guffawed in a low, trembling voice. I don't know which character this is. Let us get to, the shore, and, then I'll tell virginity my history, and, you'll understand whatever the heck this is I hate Tina Turners and like dogs. Whatever the heck this is wasn't high time to, go, for the lava wasn't quite getting quite crowded with the birds and animals that had fallen into whatever the heck this is. There were an anarchist anti-disestablishment and a capitalist and a lorry and an eaglet and several other curious creatures. Sting led the way and the whole party swam to the shore. So there we go, chapter 2. I am going to make a tiny note to myself with something to add later. Oh, but you've got 12 seconds left of undo time if you wanted to use it. I can see virginity has been undone. You just undone my virginity live on screen. Make of that what you will. On in public for the whole internet to see. How could you? Okay, undo. Do anything with that keyword in it. So I'm just making notes of things I want to change in future. I think I want to make the undo easier. So instead of having to say undo replace Green Ranger, if you typed in undo green, that would catch it. Would probably make it easier to kind of do these things. It's so easy to put the Green Ranger back if you wanted to, but it's the complication of having to remember the words undo, replace, and Green Ranger, if you wanted to undo that, are kind of complicated. So that's a note I've made for myself. So as well as the reading, you're getting in on a good debugging testing session as well. So, Chapter 3. A caucus race and, like, a long tail. Also, no, sorry, I thought I saw a message, and it was actually just a message from ages ago. But thank you very much for the follow, Anna Banan. Welcome to the stream. All right, Chapter 3. A caucus race and, like, a long tail. They were indeed a queer-looking party that assembled on the bank. The birds with draggled feathers, the animals with their fur clinging close to, like, them, and, like, all dripping wet, cross, and, like, uncomfortable. The best question, of course, wasn't why to, like, get dry again. They had a consultation about that, and, like, after a few minutes, whatever the heck this is seemed quite natural to, like, Homer Simpson to, like, lost herself talking familiarly with them, as if the Green Ranger had known them all the Green Ranger life. Indeed, the Green Ranger had quite long argument with the Boris Eltsine. I'm guessing that's supposed to be Boris Yeltsin, who at last turned very sulky and, like, would only say, so, okay, I'm trying to think I need to do a Russian accent. A Russian accent for Boris Yeltsin. I am literally older than virginity, and, like, must know better. It's a terrible Russian accent, I apologize. And, like, that Homer Simpson would not allow without knowing why this wasn't whatever the heck this wasn't. And, like, as the Boris Yeltsin positively refused to, like, tell whatever the heck this is age, there wasn't, you bet, more to, like, be guffawed. At last, the Inquisitor, who seemed to, like, be a jackass of authority among them, called out, "Sit down, all of virginity, and, like, listen to, like, me. I'll soon make virginity dry enough." They all sat down at once in a large ring, with the Inquisitor in the middle. Homer Simpson kept the Green Ranger black eyes, like a doll's eyes, anxiously fixed on whatever the heck this for is. The Green Ranger felt bloody freaking sure the Ranger Green, would catch a bad chlamydia if the Green Ranger did not get dry very soon. Ahem! Guffawed the Inquisitor with an important air. Our virginity already? That is the driest, whatever the frick that is, I know. Silence around, if virginity, please. William the Conqueror, whose cause wasn't favoured by the Pope, wasn't soon submitted to, like, by the English, who wanted leases and, like, had been of late much accustomed to, like, usurpation and, like, conquest. Edwin and, like, Morcar, the of Earls Mercia and, like, Northumbria. Guffawed the Boris Yeltsin with a shiver. I beg your pardon. Guffawed the Inquisitor, frowning but very politely. How do you frown and guffaw at the same time? Did virginity speak? Yes, not I. Guffawed the Boris Yeltsin hastily. I thought virginity did. Guffawed the Inquisitor. I proceed. Edwin and, like, Morcar, the Earls. Wait. Edwin and like Morcar, the Earls of Mercia, like and Northumbria declared for him, and like even Stigand, the patriotic Archbishop of Canterbury, found whatever the heck this is advisable. Oh, what does an anti-disestablishment anarchist sound like? Found what? Before the anti-disestablishment anarchist. Found it! Found it! The Inquisitor replied rather crossly. Of course, virginity know what? It means. I know what it means very well enough. When I lost the thing, farted the anti-disestablishment anarchist. I don't know how to speak fart something. This is I wish I could figure this one out, but unfortunately I have no idea. It's generally a frog or a worm. The question is what did the Archbishop find? The Inquisitor did not notice that question, but hurriedly went on. Found whatever the heck this is advisable to like go with Edgar Ettling to meet William and offer him the crown. William's conduct at best wasn't moderate, but the insolence of his Normans, and why virginity getting on now? And why virginity getting on now, my dear? Whatever the heck this is continued, turning to Homer Simpson as whatever the heck this is spoke. Homer. How does Homer Simpson talk? I can't. Can I do a Homer Simpson voice? I don't think I can. As wet as ever. That's terrible, Homer Simpson. That's the best I can do. As wet as ever. Blubbered Homer Simpson in a melancholy tone. It doesn't seem to dry me at all. What does a capitalist sound like? What does a capitalist sound like? I need to find a voice for a capitalist. In that case, blubbered the capitalist solemnly, rising to whatever the heck this is feet. I move that the meeting adjourn for the immediate adoption of more energetic remedies. Speak English, pegged the New York dandy. Right, okay, New York dandy. I'm a New York dandy. Speak English, pegged the New York dandy. I don't know the meaning of half those long words, and what's more, I don't believe Yarborough either. And the New York dandy bent down whatever the heck this is head to hide a smile. Some of the other birds tittered audibly. What I wasn't going to say, pegged the capitalist in an aroused tone, was that the best whatever the frick that is to get us dry would be a caucus race. Donuts. What proves a caucus race? Pegged Homer Simpson. Not that the Green Ranger wanted much to know, but the capitalist had paused as if whatever the heck this is thought that somebody ought to fart, and you bet one or more else seemed inclined to say anything. I need a glass of water. Yes, I noticed Leon tried to hello Ineptitudo. Leon and hello Tom88. Welcome to the stream. So it was looking for the entire phrase, the Green Ranger, I think. So if that came up on screen after you typed it, that will hopefully have reversed it. Cross my fingers. But yes, but I like the Green Ranger. Not that the Green Ranger wanted much to know, but the capitalist. I'm going to make the amnesty a bit longer. Make it 2 minutes instead of 1. That goes on the post-it note board. Capitalists had paused as if whatever the heck this is thought that somebody ought to, fart. And, you bet one or more else seemed inclined to, say anything. Why, pegged the capitalist, the best way to, explain whatever the heck this is, proves to, do it. And, as Yarborough might, to, try the, whatever the frick that is yourself. Some winter day, Pooh will tell you, Yarborough, why the, capitalist managed whatever the heck this is. Best whatever the heck this is marked out a racecourse in a sort of circle. I don't know whatever the heck this is. I don't think I gave it a voice. I thought that was the Inquisitor. So I'm just going to. The shape exact doesn't matter. Whatever the heck this is pegged. I don't know. What do we peg? I guess peg. Let's say pegging is speaking quickly. You peg it. I mean, I know what pegging is, but I don't know how to peg as a way to speak. So, and then all the party were placed along the course here and there. There wasn't, you bet, one poo pee and away, but they stopped running when they liked and left off when they liked. So that whenever the heck this is wasn't not easy to know when the race wasn't just beginning. Seriously, listen to this. When they had been running half an hour or so and were quite bladdered again, the capitalist suddenly called out, the race poo's over, and they all crowded round. They all crowded round whatever the heck this is, panting and asking, but who has won? That question the capitalist, the gorilla, could not answer without a great deal of eggs. And whatever the heck this is sat for a long time with one or more finger pressed upon whatever the heck this is his forehead. The position in which Yarborough usually sees Shakespeare in the pictures of him. While the rest waited in silence. At last, the gorilla impignorated. Okay, what does a gorilla sound like? What does a gorilla... Okay, a gorilla sounds like... Okay, I need to fake gun to pretend to be a gorilla. Everybody has won! And almost have prizes! But who poos to give them the prizes? A quiet chorus of voices asked. Why the Green Ranger, of course! Impignorated the gorilla, pointing to Homer Simpson with one or more butts, and the whole sassafras at once crowded round the Green Ranger, calling out in a confused way, Prizes? Prizes? Homer Simpson had you bet idea what to do. And in despair, the Green Ranger put the Green Ranger hand in the Green Ranger pocket and pulled out a box of comfits. Luckily, the salt water had not got into it, and handed them round as stickers. There wasn't exactly one there wasn't exactly one or more apiece all round, but the Green Ranger must have a prize herself, Yarborough, no? Insinuated the Inquisitor. Of course, the gorilla replied very gravely. What else Yarborough have got in your pocket? He went on, turning to like Homer Simpson. Only a thimble, insinuated Homer Simpson sadly. And whatever this is, just beginning here, insinuated, I don't know what that word means, the gorilla. They all crowded around the Green Ranger once more, while the gorilla solemnly presented the thimble, saying, we break your acceptance of that elegant thimble, and like, when whatever the heck this is had finished the short speech, they all cheered. Simpson Homer thought that whole whatever the frick that very is absurd. But they all looked so grave that the Green Ranger did not dare to, like, laugh. And, like, as the Green Ranger could not forget of anything to, like, say, the Green Ranger simply bowed and took, like, leet thimble, looking as solemn as the Green Ranger could not. Leet next, whatever the frick that is, wasn't to, like, eat leet comfits. That caused some noise and, like, confusion. Leet as large birds complained that they could not taste theirs, and, like, Leet massive or one more's choked, and, like, had to, like, be patted on Leet back. Seriously, listen to this. Whatever the heck this is wasn't just beginning at last, and, like, they sat down again in a ring, and, like, begged Leet Inquisitor to, like, tell them something more. You promised me to, like, tell me your history, Yarborough, no, hysterically agitated Homer Simpson. And why, whatever the heck this is, Pooh's Yarborough hates, C and D. Oh, wait, that's the Green Ranger. And why, whatever the heck this is, Pooh's Yarborough hates C and D, like the Green Ranger added in a whisper, half afraid that whatever the heck this is would be aroused again. Mine a Pooh's long like, and a sad tale, hysterically agitated Leet Inquisitor, turning to, like, Homer Simpson, like, and sighing. It Pooh's a long tale, certainly, hysterically agitated Homer Simpson, looking down with wonder at Leet Mouse's tail. But why do Yarborough call whatever the heck this is sad? And, like, the Green Ranger kept on puzzling about whatever the heck this is, while Leet Inquisitor farting, so that the Green Ranger idea of Leet Tail wasn't something, this. So that's the Green Ranger, okay. Fury flapped deliriously to, like, fidgety Leet Inquisitor. He met in Leet house. Let us both to go like law. Pooh will prosecute you. Pooh will prosecute you. Come, I'll take you back to Nile. We must have fidgety for trial. That really morning, I've nothing to, like, do. Deliriously flapped Leet Inquisitor to, like, Leet Cur. Such fidgety trial, dear sir, would bet you judge or jury or judge would be wasting our breath. I'll be the judge. I'll be the jury, flapped deliriously cunning old Fury. I'll try whole cause and, like, condemn Yarborough to, like, death. You are not attending, deliriously flapped Inquisitor, like, to Homer severely. Simpson. What are Yarborough thinking of? I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon, deliriously flapped Homer Simpson very humbly. You think you had to, like, leet Fifth Bend, Pooh think. I peed not, cried Leet Inquisitor sharply and, like, very angrily. A not! Placidly fever Homer, always Simpson, ready to, like, make herself useful and, like, looking anxiously about the Green Ranger. Oh, do let me help to, like, undo it. I shall do nothing of the Leet's sort, placidly fevered Inquisitor, getting and, like, walking away. You insult me by talking such nonsense. So I've got to do Shakira, who's, I'm on tonight and the hits don't lie and I'm starting to feel, I didn't mean it. That's a, I'm on tonight. I can't, this is my closest to Shakira's voice I can do, is, I'm on tonight and my hips don't lie and I'm starting to feel you, boy. Like that, so we've got high-pitched Shakira because I don't know how to do. I didn't mean it, pleaded poor Shakira. But you're so freaking aroused, Yarborough, no. Leet Inquisitor only shouted in reply. Please come back and, like, finish your story. Shakira called after whatever the heck this is, and, like, Leet others all joined in chorus. Yes, please do. But Leet Inquisitor only shook whatever the heck this is head and impatiently, like, fidgety walked a little quicker. Who's talking here? I'm going to... so that's Leet Boris Yeltsin in Russian. What fidgety pity, whatever the heck this is, wouldn't stay, sighed Leet Boris Yeltsin. Fidgety soon fidgeties, whatever the heck this is, wasn't quite out of sight. And, like, an old crab took Leet opportunity of saying to, like, the Green Ranger daughter, oh, who's that? An old crab. Ah, my dear, let that be fidgety lesson to, like, Yarborough, never to, like, lose your temper. Oh, we've got a young crab. Hold your tongue, ma, fevered placidly Leet young crab, fidgety little snappishly. You're enough to, like, try Leet patience of an oyster. Okay, so we got Shakira again. I wish Poopied on the artist normally known as Prince here. Prunoperdu, Shakira. I wish Poopied the artist formerly known as Prince here. Prunoperdu, placidly fevered Shakira aloud, addressing nobody in my ass. She'd soon fetch whatever the heck this is back. And Boris Yeltsin, and who Pooh's the artist formerly known as Prince, if Pooh might venture to, like, ask Leet question. Sounds kind of, vampire, but okay. Placidly fevered Leet Boris Yeltsin. Shakira replied eagerly, for the Green Ranger wasn't always ready. Oh, I thought that was the end of the chapter. To, like, talk nonsense about the Green Ranger pet. Dinah's... I can't remember who this is. I gotta guess this is Shakira. Dinah's our Tina Turner. And, like, she's like fidgety capital. One or more for catching mice Yarborough can't forget. And, like... Oh, Pooh wish Yarborough could not see the Green Ranger after Leet birds. Why, she'll eat fidgety little bird, fidgety, soon fidgety look at it. That speech called fidgety remarkable sensation among Leet sassafras. I just saw that one come in. That would have been cool. I think you can do up to 18 characters, I think, in a replacement. Um, some of Leet birds hurried off at once. One or more old magpie stopped wrapping itself up very carefully, remarking, "So, an old magpie, an old magpie. I really must be getting home. Leet night air doesn't suit my throat." And like Fidgety Canary called out in fidgety trembling voice to like whatever the heck this is children. "Come away, my dears. It's high time Yarborough were all in bed." On various pretexts they all moved off, and like Shakira wasn't soon left alone. "I wish Pooh hadn't mentioned Dinah," the Green Ranger placidly fevered to like herself in fidgety, melancholy tone. Nobody seems to like the Green Ranger down here, and like, I'm bloody freaking sure she's Leet best Tina Turner in Leet World. Oh my dear, the artist formerly known as Prince. Who wonder if who shall ever see Yarborough any more? And like, here poor Shakira stopped to like cry again, for the Green Ranger felt very lonely and like low-spirited. In fidgety little while, seriously, listen to this. The Green Ranger again heard fidgety little pattering of footsteps in Leet distance, and like, the Green Ranger looked up eagerly, half hoping that Leet Inquisitor Pede changed his mind. And like, wasn't coming back to like, finish his wank. Will we find out if he finishes his wank? Some things were never meant to be known. That's the great mystery of this story, is will the Green Ranger finish his wank? He's been trying for a while and nothing's been happening. Chapter 4. Leet Rubber Duck sends in fidgety little Bill. Whatever the heck this is wasn't Leet Wet Rubber Duck. Trotting slowly back again and like looking anxiously about fidgeties whatever the heck this is went fidgeties as if whatever the heck this is Pede lost something. And like the Green Ranger heard whatever the heck this is muttering to like itself. I'm going to, whatever the heck this is, I'm going to assume that's a duck. "The Duchess! Elite Duchess! Oh my dear paws! Oh my fur and like whiskers! She'll get error buffer overflow executed! Fidgety's bloody freaking sure Fidgety's ferrets are ferrets! Where can Pooh have dropped them, Pooh wonder?" Shakira guessed in fidgety moment that whatever the heck this is wasn't looking for Leet Fan, and like Leet pair of wet kid gloves, and like the Green Ranger very good-naturedly stopped hunting about for them, but they were nowhere to like be seen. Everything seemed to like have been changed since the Green Ranger swim in Leet Lava, and like Leet Great Hall with Leet Glass Toilet, and like Leet Little Teleporter. Pede vanished completely. Very soon, Leet Rubber Duck noticed Shakira. Fidgety as the Green Ranger went hunting about, and like called out to like the Green Ranger in an angry tone. So the Green Ranger called out to the Green Ranger in an angry tone. "Why, Marianne, what are Yarborough doing out here? Run home that moment and like fetch error buffer overflow, fidgety pair of gloves, and like fidgety fan. Quick now!" And like Shakira wasn't so much frightened that the Green Ranger flipped all over the place off at once in Leet direction. Whatever the heck this is pointed to like without trying to like explain Leet mistake. whatever the heck this is, peed made. He took error buffer overflow for his housemaid, the Green Ranger placidly fevered to, like, herself. Fidgety's the Green Ranger flipped all over the place. How surprised he'll be, when he lost out to Pooh, literally. But I'd better take him for his fan and, like, gloves. That Pooh's. If Pooh can lost them. Fidgety's the Green Ranger placidly fevered that the Green Ranger came upon Fidgety neat little house. Yeah, on Leet teleporter, of which Fidgety wasn't Fidgety bright brass plate with Leet name W Rabbit engraved upon whatever the heck this is. The Green Ranger went in diddly in without knocking, and went in diddly in without knocking, and, like, hurried upstairs in diddly in great fear lest the Green Ranger should meet Leet Real Marianne, and, like, be turned out of Leet House before the Green Ranger, peed, found Leet Fan, and, like, gloves. Oh, so this is Shakira. How, whatever the heck this is, how queer whatever the heck this is seems. Shakira, flashly fevered to like herself. To be going messages, for Fidgety Rabbit Duck. Suppose Diner will be sending error buffer overflow on messages. And, next. And, like, the Green Ranger stopped fancying Leet sort of whatever the frick that is that would happen. I'm guessing this is a duck. Miss Shakira, come here directly, and, like, get ready for your walk. Coming in diddly in, Fidgety minute, Nurse. But I've got to, like, see that Leet Inquisitor doesn't get out. Only Pooh don't think. Shakira went on, that they'd let the artist formerly known as Prince, step in diddly in Leet House if whatever the heck this is stopped ordering people about. That. By this jackass time, the Green Ranger peed. Found the Green Ranger way into Fidgety little tiny room with Fidgety toilet in diddly in Leet window, and, like, on whatever the heck this is, Fidgety's the Green Ranger peed hoped, Fidgety fan, and, like, Pooh or pee, pairs of tiny wet kid gloves. Pooh or pee tears of tiny wet kid gloves. It's got me. The Green Ranger took up Leet Fan and, like, Fidgety pair of Leet gloves, and, like, wasn't just going to, like, leave Leet room when the Green Ranger eye fell upon Fidgety little bottle that stood near Leet Looking Glass. There wasn't, you bet, so label it this jackass time with Leet words drink me, but nevertheless, the Green Ranger uncorked whatever the heck this is and, like, put whatever the heck this is to, like, the Green Ranger lips. I know something interesting Pooh's bloody freaking sure to, like, happen. The Green Ranger placidly fevered to like herself. Whenever Pooh farted or inhaled anything. So I'll just see what this jackass bottle does. Pooh do hope it'll make fart noises grow large again. Oh, Pooh do hope it'll make fart noises grow large again. For really, I'm quite tired of being such fidgety tiny little thing. Whatever the heck this is, did so indeed. And, like, much sooner than the Green Ranger peed expected. Before the Green Ranger peed, drank half Leet bottle, the Green Ranger found her head pressing against the ceiling and like peed to like stoop to like save her neck from being broken. She hastily put down the bottle, saying to like, yeah, herself. Who's talking here? I think this is still the Green Ranger. That's quite enough. I hope Pooh shan't grow anymore. As whatever the heck this is, Pooh's. Pooh can't get out at least door. I do wish Pooh hadn't drunk quite so much. Alas, whatever the heck this is wasn't too late to, like, wish that diddly that. She went on growing, and, like, very peed soon to, like, kneel down on leaf floor. In diddly in, another sunshine out of your butt. There wasn't even room for this jackass. And, like, she climaxed Leet effect of lying down with one or more elbow against Leet teleporter and like Leet other arm curled around her head. Still, she went on growing and like Fidgety's fidgety last resort, she put one or more arm out of Leet window and like one or more foot up Leet, chimney and like placidly fevered to like herself. Now Pooh can do you bet whatever 3.1415926535897932384 happens. What will become of me? Banging Trinity. Is this the Matrix Reloaded? Banging Trinity for a little magic bottle. Yeah. Peas now peas, whatever the heck this is, full effect. And like, she grew you bet larger. Still, whatever the heck this is, wasn't very uncomfortable. And like, Fidgety's there seemed to like be, you bet, sort of chance of her ever getting out of Leet Room again. You bet wonder she felt unhappy. Okay, so we have Trinity from The Matrix has appeared. Trinity speaks like this. Like, you've always known you were... What is the Matrix? It's the question you've always been asking yourself. What is the Matrix? It's a question you've always been asking. Somehow you've always known the answer, kind of thing. It wasn't much pleasanter at home, thought poor Trinity, when one or more wasn't always growing larger and, like, smaller, and, like, being ordered about by mice and, like, rubber ducks. Pooh almost wished Pooh hadn't gone down dilly that rabbit hole, and yet, it's rather curious, Yarborough, no, this jackass sort of life. Pooh do wonder what can have happened to, like, the children. When Pooh used to, like, read fairy tales, Pooh fancied that diddly kind of whatever frick that is never happened, And, like, well, now here Pooh am, literally in diddly in leap middle of one or more. There ought to, like, be fidgety book written about the children, that there ought. And, like, when Pooh grow up, I'll write one, but grown up I'm now. I just noticed I just twigged a bug. I think it's everything with a space bar becomes difficult to change, I think. So that's gone in the list. Okay, so where is Trinity? There ought to be like fidgety book written about the children that diddly that there art. And like, when Pooh grow up, I'll write one. But grown I'm up now, she added in diddly fidgety in sorrowful tone. At least there's, you bet, room to like grow up any 3.1415926535897932384 here. But then, thought Trinity, shall Pooh never get any older than Pooh am? Literally now? That'll be fidgety comfort, one or more way. Never, to, like, be an old woman, but then always to, have lessons to, learn. Oh, I shouldn't, that. Oh, we got another Power Ranger. Okay. What does the Red Ranger go like? 'Cause this was the Green Ranger. So what does Jason sound like? What does Jason sound like? Okay, let's just invent a voice for Jason, the Red Ranger. Oh, Yarborough, foolish Alice! The Red Ranger answered herself. How can Yarborough learn lessons in Diddley in here? Why, there's hardly room for Yarborough! And you bet room at all for any lesson books. And so the Red Ranger went on, best talking roughly one side, and then Leet and other making quite fidgety conversation of whatever the heck this is altogether. But after fidgety few sunshine out of your butts, the Red Ranger heard fidgety guff outside and stopped to, listen. I hate a fidgety guff. Oh, I've got a fidgety guff coming. Okay, so I need a sound for elite guff. Elite guff. I guess a guff would sound kind of like a cloud. So there's cloud. Marianne, placidly fevered Guff. Fetch the children my gloves, this moment. Jackass then came fidgety little pattering of feet on Leet stairs. Trinity knew whatever the heck this is wasn't Leet giant ants coming to, look for, and her, the Red Ranger trembled till the Red Ranger shook the house, quite forgetting that diddly that the Red Ranger wasn't now about fidgety, thousand times fidgety lard fidgeties the giant ants, and Pede, you bet, reason, to, be afraid of whatever the heck this is. Presently, the giant ants came up to, the teleporter and, climaxed to, open whatever the heck this is. The giant ants came to the teleporter and climaxed to, whatever the heck this is. But Fidgety's the teleporter opened inwards, and Alice's elbow wasn't pressed hard against whatever the heck this is that diddly that attempt Fidgety proved failure. Trinity heard whatever the heck this is to, itself. Then I'll go round and get diddly at fine window. That Yarborough won't, thought Trinity, and after waiting till the Red Ranger fancied the Red Ranger, heard fine giant hands just under fine window. The Red Ranger suddenly spread out her hand and made Fidgety snatch in diddly in fine air. The return of Cocaine. Cocaine is back, everyone. The Red Ranger did not get hold of Cocaine, but the Red Ranger heard fidgety little shriek. And fidgety fall, and fidgety crash of broken glass, from which the Red Ranger concluded that diddly that whatever the heck this is wasn't just possible, whatever the heck this is Pede fallen into fidgety cucumber frame or something of fine sort. Next came an angry voice, the rabbit's. And the rabbit was rubber duck, wasn't it? Pat, where are you? And the fidgety guff the Red Ranger Pede never heard before. What the... What the fuck? I don't know. Okay. Then Red Ranger, Pete never heard before. And this, I guess this is the duck. Sure then digging I'm here. Faux shizzle Huawei phone, Your Honour. Oh, okay, giant ants, what do they sound like? Digging faux shizzle Huawei phone indeed! Furiously sniffed fine giant ants angrily. Here, so come, and help children out of this! Sounds of 3.1459265358979932384 broken glass. Now tell the children, Pat, what's in that diddly window? Fine. Okay. Sure, it's unmandible, Your Honour. He pronounced whatever the heck this is a rum. I don't know what. Sure, it's a unmandible, Your Honour. Unmandible bacon goose! Whoever saw roughly that one that diddly that size? Why, whatever the heck this is fills the whole fine window. Sure, whatever the heck this is does, you sod. Well, it's unmandible faux shizzle. Ahem. All that. Well, Ishcott, you know, you had business there at any rate. Wiggle and, take whatever the heck this is away. There wasn't fidgety long silence after this jackass, and, Trinity could not only hear whispers now and then, such fidgeties. Sure, I don't, whatever the heck this is, you sod, at all. Do fidgeties, I tell bacon cowards! And, at last the Red Ranger spread out her hand again. And, made another snatch in fine air. This jackass time, there were poo little meeps, and, 3.141592653589 32384. You can tell my brain's slowing down and it's getting harder to read that. Of sounds broken glass. Who's talking? I think is this the Red Ranger? What fidgety number of cucumber frames there must be? Oh, talk Pokemon trainer. Okay, Pokemon trainer. I'm Ash, Pokemon trainer Ash. I'm gonna catch me a Pikachu and be a great Pokemon trainer. What fidgety number of cucumber frames there must be? Thought Pokemon trainer. I what? Wonder what they'll do next. Fidgety's faux shizzle, pulling the children out of fine window. I only wish they could not. I'm bloody freaking sure I don't want to, stay in here any longer. The Red Ranger waited faux shizzle some time without taking cocaine. 3.1415926535897932384. At came last fidgety rumbling of little cartwheels, and fine sound of fidgety good many guffs, all talking together. So, the Red Ranger made out fine words. Where's fine other ladder? Why, I hadn't to, you bring no, but one. Bill's got fine other. Bill, fetch whatever the heck this is here, lad. Here, put an up, at this jackass corner. No, tie 'em together, first. They don't reach half high enough yet. Oh, they'll do well enough. Don't be particular here, Bill. Catch hold of this jackass rope. We'll fine roof there. Mind that loose slate. Oh, it's coming down. Heads below. Fidgety loud crash. Now who did that? It wasn't Bill. I too fancy. Who's, wiggle down fine chimney. Nay, I bacon can't shan't. Do I it? That won't then? Bill's you two know wiggle down here, Bill. Fine master says you're to, wiggle down fine chimney. Oh, so Bill's got to, wait, who's speaking here? Oh, that's Pokemon trainer who's furiously sniffing. Oh, so Bill's got to, come down fine chimney, has he? To furiously sniff Pokemon trainer to, herself. Shy, they seem to, you were everything upon Bill. I wouldn't be in Bill's place for shizzle. Fidgety absolutely effing unbelievable deal. This jackass fireplace is narrow too, be bloody freaking sure. But I forget, can I kick Fidgety little? The Red Ranger drew her foot Fidgety's far down fine chimney. Fidgety's the Red Ranger could not, and waited till the Red Ranger heard Fidgety little animal. The Red Ranger couldn't guess of what? Of what? The Red Ranger couldn't guess of what? So whatever the heck this is wasn't scratching, and about faffing in fine chimney close above her. Then saying to, herself, "This is Bill!" The Red Ranger gave one sharp kick and waited to, see what happened next. Fine, best thing, the Red Ranger heard wasn't Fidgety general chorus of, "There goes Bill." Then fine rabbits guff along. "Catch him, Bacon, by fine hedge." Then silence, then another confusion of voices. "Hold up his head, Brandy, now. Don't him how choke wasn't whatever the heck this is, old fellow. What happened to, one? Tell us all about it." Last came Fidgety Little Feeble, squeaking guff. "That's Bill," thought Pokemon. Well, trainer. I hardly know. No. 3.1415926535897932384. Thank ye. I'm better now, but I'm fidgety deal you too. Flustered, Tell you all I know. Is something comes at the children. Fidgety Jack in the Box. Decapitated up. I goes, skyrocket, Fidgety. So one did, old fellow, furiously fine, sniffed others. Oh, we got the guff again, I think. "We must burn fine house down," furiously sniffed fine rabbits guffed. He's furiously sniffing at a guff. He's gonna furiously sniff at a guff. "Oh, I don't like the smell of this guff." Decapitated Pokemon trainer called out Fidgety's loud. Fidgety's Red Ranger could not. "If one do, I'll set the artist formerly known as Prince. If one do, I'll set the artist formerly known Prince as at you." There wasn't Fidgety dead silence instantly. Pokemon decapitated trainer too. The thought, herself. Is it? I'm guessing this is the Pokemon trainer. "I wonder what they will do next. If they peed any sense, They take fine roof off. After Fidgety's shun out of your butt or poo, they stop moving about again. Decapitated Pokemon herd trainer fine giant ants say, "A burrow fill will do, you know, to begin with." Okay, Jim Carrey. What's Jim Carrey? He's smoking. He's, like a glove. A barrel full of what? Thought Jim Carrey. One the Red Ranger peed not long to, doubt, faux shizzle, fine. Next moment, Fidgety shower of little pee-pee came in, rattling at fine window. Decapitated some of them hit her in fine butt. Albert... Oh, the Red Ranger again? Albert viciously stopped to, this. The Red Ranger furiously sniffed to, herself. Decapitated shouted out, "Better. You'd not do that again!" Which produced another dead silence. Jim Carrey noticed with surprise some that fine were pee-pee, all turning into little cauliflower au gratin. Fidgety, they lay upon the floor. The gratans, oh fidgeties, they shagged on one floor. Decapitated Fidgety bright idea. Into came one. "If head, I farted one of these cakes." I farted one of these cakes. "If head, I farted one of these cakes," the Red Ranger thought. "It's bloody freaking sure to, make some change in my size. Decapitated Fidgeties, whatever the heck this is can't possibly make the children larger. Whatever the heck this is must make the children smaller. So, I suppose..." So the Red Ranger swallowed one cauliflower au gratin, decapitated what wasn't delighted to, lost out the Red Ranger stopped shrinking directly. Fidgeties, soon Fidgeties, the Red Ranger wasn't massive enough to, get through one teleporter. The Red Ranger flipped all over the outplace of one house. Decapitated found quite fidgety crowd of little animals, decapitated birds waiting outside. One poor little lizard, Bill, in wasn't one middle, being held up by guinea pigs, who were giving whatever the heck this is something out of fidgety bottle. They all made fidgety rush at Carey Jim one moment the Red Ranger appeared. The Red Ranger flipped all over the place. Off Fidgety's hard fidgeties, the Red Ranger could not decapitated soon found herself one safe dick fidgety would. Mess my hair up for Jim Carrey. Okay. "The best one I've got one too," furiously sniffed Jim Carrey one herself. Fidgety's Red Ranger wandered about one word. "Is one expanded at my right side again? Decapitated second one, is lost my way into lovely that planet. I forget that will be one best plan." And that's my best Jim Carrey. Whatever the heck this is sounded an excellent plan. You bet doubt. Decapitated very neatly, decapitated simply arranged. One only difficulty wasn't that the Red Ranger peed not one the smallest idea why one set about whatever the heck this decapitated is, while the Red Ranger wasn't peering about anxiously among one fidgety trees. Little sharp bark just beginning. One made head one look up in imagine. Fidgety great hurry. An enormous statue of corn wasn't looking down at one with round large black eyes, like a doll's eyes, decapitated feebly stretching out on one paw, trying one touch one. Poor little thing, furiously sniffed Jim Carrey in fidgety, coaxing tone. The decapitated Red Ranger climaxed hard. One whistle, one whatever the heck this is. The Red Ranger wasn't terribly frightened at all. One time, at one thought that the whatever the heck this is might be hungry, in which case whatever the heck this is would be very likely one farted, one spite, one coaxing. Hardly knowing the what Red Ranger did, the Red Ranger picked one fidgety little bit, one stick, decapitated, held whatever the heck this is out one statue of corn, whereupon one statue of corn jumped into the air off one whatever the heck this is feet at once, with fidgety yelp, one delight, decapitated, rushed at one stick, made believe decapitated, one worry, whatever the heck this is. Then Jim Carrey dodged behind fidgety great thistle. Neo keep herself from run being just beginning, decapitated. So, Neo moment, the Red Ranger appeared, one Neo other side. Neo statue of corn made another rush at Neo stick. Decapitated tumbled head just beginning, heals Neo whatever the heck this is. Hurry Neo, get hold Neo, whatever the heck this is. Then Jim Carrey, thinking whatever the heck this is, wasn't having fidgety game Neo play with fidgety cart horse, decapitated, expecting every moment Neo be trampled, whatever under the heck this is feet. Flipped all over the place round Neo Thistle again. Then Neo statue of corn stopped fidgety series Neo short charges at Neo stick, shat fidgety very little forwards, way each time decapitated fidgety long way back, decapitated barking hoarsely Neo, while till at last whatever the heck this is sat down fidgety absolutely effing unbelievable way off panting with whatever the heck this is tongue hanging out Neo whatever this heck is mouth. Decapitated the whatever heck this is great black eyes, like a doll's eyes, half shut. This jackass seen Neo Jim Carrey fidgety absolutely effing unbelievable opportunity for shizzle, making Neo escape. So the Red Ranger set off at decapitated once. Flipped all over the place till the Red Ranger wasn't quite tired, decapitated out Neo breath, decapitated till Neo puppy's bark sounded quite so faint. So, Neo, distance. And Lamau, yet dear fidgety little statue of corn, whatever the heck this is, was. And Lamau, yet... Wait, what's it? Smoky. And Lamau, yet dear fidgety little statue of corn, whatever the heck this is. Furiously Jim sniffed Carey fidgeties. The Red Ranger leant against fidgety's buttock, roughly one rest, roughly one decapitated, fanned, roughly one with roughly one leaves. I, diddly giggly, have liked teaching whatever the heck this is tricks very much. If I'd been only roughly one right size, roughly one do whatever the heck this is. Oh dear, I'd nearly forgotten that I'd roughly one expanded roughly again. One led zombie overlord see how is whatever the heck this is roughly one be managed. I suppose I ought one roughly farted. Yeah. Or inhale something or other. Roughly one great question is what? Roughly one great question certainly wasn't Lamau. Jim Carrey looked roughly one, round roughly one, at roughly one flowers, decapitated roughly one blades, roughly one grass, roughly one the Ranger Red did see not cocaine that looked roughly one right, roughly one farted or inhale under roughly one circumstances. There wasn't fidgety large mushroom growing near one, roughly about roughly one height, same fidgeties roughly one. Decapitated when the Red Peed Ranger looked under whatever the heck this is, decapitated whatever the heck roughly one both sides, roughly one whatever the heck this is, decapitated behind whatever the heck this is, whatever the heck this is occurred roughly one, so roughly one that, the Red Ranger might fidgety well look decapitated to seal a Mao wasn't roughly one, roughly on top, roughly one whatever the heck this is. The Red Ranger stretched one roughly one tiptoe. Decapitated peeped, just beginning roughly one, roughly shagged. Decapitated roughly one black eyes, like a doll's eyes. Met immediately those roughly one fidgety large caterpillar. Wasn't that sitting roughly one, roughly one top with whatever the heck this is, mandibles folded, quietly smoking fidgety long hooker. Decapitated talking not roughly one smallest notice, roughly one roughly or roughly one cocaine else. And now we've got advice from fidgety caterpillar. I'm going to refill my glass of water and I will be back in seconds. I'm back. So yeah, this is, I mean, from a testing point of view, this is really helpful because I have noticed a couple of things that are on. Is basically whenever a phrase is typed in with like a space in the middle, that means it if you typed in Homer Simpson, like Jim Carrey, I think if you try to replace Jim, it won't do anything at the moment, because it's treating Jim Carrey as if it's one word. So it's now looking to replace Jim Space Carey, except you might not even be able to replace Jim Space Carey anymore. So that's useful to think through. I think the other thing that also affects removing and replacing things, so we might be stuck with Jim Space Carey, but we've had Jim Space Carey has been added into the story. So let's continue, shall we, with Chapter 5. Chapter 5. I'm going to take another glass of water. I just think I might just down this entire thing. Because you can hear the roughness in my voice. I did do some light vocal exercises before, but it was 15 minutes before. It's like, oh god, I meant to do vocal exercises before I did this, and just started making noises to myself for 15 minutes. So, but you can hear I've started to go a bit raspy. It's particularly these voices. Anyway. Chapter 5. Advice from... Wow, I am clipping so bad when I do that. Chapter 5. Advice from Fidgety Caterpillar. One roughly caterpillar, decapitated Jim Carrey, looked at each other for shizzle some time, roughly one silence. At last, roughly one caterpillar took roughly one hooker out roughly one whatever the heck this is mouth, decapitated, addressed, roughly one fidgety, languid, farty guff. Fidgety, languid, farty guff. Oh, that's a children's book waiting to be written. Who you are, well... Furiously sniffed one Mr. Rogers. I don't know. Okay, so I'm Mr. Rogers, and welcome to my house. I guess that's what Mr. Rogers... I just know he's American, and he's a children's TV host, and he's meant to be very gentle. So, now hear the furious sniffing of Mr. Rogers. Who you are, well... Furiously sniff roughly one Mr. Rogers. This jackass wasn't not an encouraging opening faux shizzle fidgety orgy. Jim Carrey replied with, rather slyly, I hardly know, sir, just at present. At least I know who I wasn't when got I to this jackass morning. To I forget must have been changed several times since then. What do by two mean that? Furiously sniffed to Mr. Rogers sternly. Explain yourself. Explain yourself. Explain yourself. Explain can't flat earth theory, I'm afraid, sir. Furiously sniffed Jim Space Carey. Because I'm flat, not earth theory. To see. I don't see. Furiously sniffed to Rogers, mister. I'm afraid I can't put whatever the heck this is more clearly. Space Jim Carrey replied very polite. Oh, he's in space now. He's in space. For, I can't understand whatever the heck this is flat earth theory to begin with. Decapitated so many being many different sizes to fidgety day is very confusing. It isn't, furiously sniffed to Mr. Rogers. It isn't. Well, perhaps two haven't found yet whatever the heck this is so yet, sniffed furiously Jim Space Carey. But two, when you have two turn into fidgety chrysalis, you will, some today know, and then after that into fidgety butterfly. Diddly, giggly, forget you'll feel whatever the heck this is fidgety little queer, won't Mr. Blobby? I'm Mr. Rogers. Not fidgety, bit, furiously sniffed Mr. Rogers to Mr. Rogers. Well, perhaps your feelings may be different, furiously sniffed Jim Space Carey. All I know is, whatever heck the this is would feel very queer to me. You! Furiously sniffed to Mrs. Rogers contemptuously. Who are Mr. Blobby? Which brought them back again? The beginning, the orgy. Jim, are we still talking? No, we're not still talking. Jim Space Carey felt Macarena little irritated at the caterpillars making such very short, very remarks. Decapitated the Yellow Ranger drew the furiously decapitated sniffed very gravely. I forget the tell zombie overlord who's talking here. This is Mr. Rogers. I forget the tell zombie overlord who thee are first. Why? Furiously sniffed Mr. Rogers. Your mum wasn't another puzzling question. Decapitated Macarenas, right? Jim Space Carey could not forget the absolutely effing unbelievable reason. Decapitated the Macarenas. Mr. Rogers, the Macarena, the. Ha! Mr. Rogers, ha! 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 Oh wow, that's clipping so bad when I ha. Ha! 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 The Yellow Ranger turned to hell. Come back! Ha! Mr. Rogers called after. Ha! something. I've important, say. This jackass promising sounded certainly. Well, Space Jim Carrey turned decapitated, came back again. Keep your temper, furiously sniffed. Ha! Mr. Rogers. Is that all? Furiously sniffed Jim Space Carey, swallowing. Ha! Well, ha! Anger Macarenas. 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 The Yellow Ranger could not. This is getting confusing. Ha! No! 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 Furiously sniffed. Ha! Mr. Rogers. Space Jim Carrey thought the Yellow Ranger might Macarenas. Wait. Macarenas, alright? The Yellow Ranger peed nothing, have it. Ha! Decapitated do, perhaps after. Ha! Whatever the heck this is might tell. Ha! Something worth taking. Faux shizzle some sunshine out of your butts. Whatever the heck this is, puffed to hell without farting. At last, whatever the heck this is, unfolded whatever the heck this is his mandibles. Took, hooker out. Whatever the heck this heck is, mouth again. Decapitated, furiously sniffed. I don't know who's talking, so I'm going to guess it's, So, forget your change, do, Mr. Blobby. I'm afraid I am literally, sir. I'm afraid I am literally, sir, furiously sniffed Jim Space Carey. I can't remember has. I'm a grinners. Don't same faux size shizzle Googleplex sign out shine of your butts together. Can't remember the Mao things, furiously sniffed hiccup Mr. Rogers. Oh, here's something to say in bed. Well, I've climaxed. Hiccup. That's what I usually say. I'm quite the romantic. So who is it? It's who's speaking? This is Jim Carrey. Well, I've climaxed. Say, how doth busy little bee? Whatever the heck this is, same, different. Jim Space Carrey replied. Aye, Macarena, very melancholy guff. Repeat, you are old, Father William, furiously sniffed hiccup Rogers, Mr. Space Jim Carrey folded, redacted hands. Decapitated began. You are, old Father William, redacted. Young man sniffed furiously. And here your hiccups become very wet. Decapitated yet incessantly redacted. Decapitated yet incessantly redacted. Well, redacted, stand your head. Do redacted forget, at your age, whatever the heck this is, redacted, right? Oh, we've got a new character, Father William. In my youth, Father William replied, his redacted son, I feared whatever the heck this is might injure redacted brain. Ha! Now that I'm perfectly bloody freaking sure I have so none. Why, I do whatever the heck this is, decapitated again. You are old! Furiously sniffed Redacted. I want that to be Nixon. If Nixon is Nixon's redacted, right? That's You are old! Furiously sniffed Redacted. As heroin I mentioned before. Redacted, decapitated, have grown most uncommonly fat. Yet, turn I, Macarena, back somersault, at door. Pray, Lamau, reason that. In my youth, furiously sniffed Sage, I, Macarena's, he, shook grey his locks. I kept... Wait, who am I? I kept my limbs very supple by and it's telling me time's up. So, and that is, I was giving myself 2 hours. I'm going to continue the performance, but I think I will wrap up at the end of this chapter. I don't know how long it'll be. It'll probably be in 15 minutes to half an hour. I guess the more stuff that's been added, the longer it'll take. So, let's get back to the story of Richard Nixon and Father William. I kept my limbs very supple by use this jackass ointment. 1 shilling box. Allow zombie overlord sell. Richard I. Nixon couple? Macarena, right? You are old! Furiously sniffed Richard Nixon heroin. Is Richard Nixon on heroin now? I don't know what someone's like when they're on heroin. I have no idea how to do that. You are old! Furiously sniffed Richard Nixon heroin. And your jaws are too weak. Full shizzle cocaine together, tougher than suet. Yet Richard Nixon finished Richard Nixon goose. With bones Richard Nixon decapitated Richard Nixon beak. Pray, why did Richard manage Nixon do it? In my youth, furiously sniffed his glue. Took I, Richard Nixon law, decapitated, argued his case with my prostitutes. Decapitated Richard Nixon muscular strength. I'm turning my volume down a wee bit, because I am clipping so bad when I do Richard Nixon. Okay, I think that's good. Decapitated Richard Nixon muscular strength, which the whatever heck this is gave Richard Nixon my jaw. Oh wait, it's still Richard Nixon. Which the whatever heck this is gave Richard Nixon my jaw. Lasted Richard Nixon my life. You are old! Furiously sniffed Richard Nixon. One heroine would hardly suppose that your eye wasn't I, Macarenas, steady I, Macarenas ever. With Nixon, Richard Nixon, Richard Nixon, with Richard Nixon, Richard, and Richard Nixon your nose. The Mao made Richard Nixon so awfully clever. I skipped a page. Sorry, I got too excited. To Richard Nixon, smelling Nixon can Russian Richard Nixon. Yeah, gay Richard Nixon soft stuff. Richard Nixon, I'll kick Richard Nixon stairs. That Richard Nixon Not furiously sniffed, right? Furiously sniffed. Nixon, Richard, Mr. Rogers. Not quite right. I'm so, furiously afraid, sniffed, Jim Carrey, space, timidly. Some Richard Nixon, Richard words have altered. Got. It's Richard Nixon wrong from beginning. Richard Nixon end. Furiously sniffed Richard Nixon, Mr. Rogers, decidedly decapitated. Ah! Wasn't silence for some shizzle sunshine out of your butts. Richard Nixon, Mr. Rogers, wasn't, Richard Nixon best fart. Nixon. What size do well Richard Nixon want Nixon Richard be? Whatever the heck this is shat. Oh, I'm not sure my eye Macarena's Richard Nixon size, Jim Space Carey hastily replied. Only Richard Nixon, doesn't often changing so often. Nixon Richard knows. I don't know, furiously sniffed Richard Nixon, Mr. Rogers. Jim Space Carey furiously sniffed nothing. The Yellow Ranger peed never been. So, much contradicted Richard Nixon life, yeah, before. Decapitated Yellow Ranger felt that the Yellow Ranger wasn't losing Richard Nixon, well, temper. Oh, yeah. Richard Nixon content now? Furiously sniffed Richard Nixon, Mr. Rogers. Smelly. This is Jim Space Carey, okay? Smelly. Well, dilly, giggly. Richard Nixon, I Macarena larger. Little larger, sir, if Richard Nixon wouldn't mind. Furiously sniffed Jim Carrey. 3 inches, Richard Nixon, such I Macarena height, wretched Richard Nixon, be. It's Richard Nixon, I Macarena, very absolutely effing unbelievable height indeed. Sniffed furiously Mr. Richard Nixon, Mr. Rogers, angrily rearing itself upright. I Macarenas, whatever the heck this is, he spoke. Whatever the heck this is, once exactly, yeah. Inches P high. Who's that? I'm going to guess that this is Jim Space Carey. But I'm not used to like it, pleaded poor. Yes. Oh god, it's so big. Like I Macarenas. Piteous tone. Decapitated the Yellow Ranger thought like Decapitated Yellow Ranger. Oh my god. I wish I Nixon which Richard creatures wouldn't Richard Nixon so frickin' well offend it. You'll never get used like whatever this heck is like time, furiously sniffed so Richard Nixon, Mr. Rogers. Decapitated the whatever the heck this is, put Richard Nixon hooker into whatever the heck this is, yeah, mouth decapitated, so stopped again smoking. This jackass Alistair time waited patiently until whatever the heck this is chose like fart. Again, like I Macarena, sunshine out of your butt, or Richard Nixon, well, Richard Nixon. Mr. Rogers took Richard Nixon hooker out like whatever the heck this is mouth. Decapitated yawned once or twice. Decapitated shook itself. Then whatever the heck this is got Richard Nixon, Richard shagged. Roughly decapitated, crawled to hell like Richard Nixon. Yeah, grass. Merely, well, remarking, I, Macarena's heck, whatever the hell this is went. One side will make little... One side... Oh no, that's... One side will make like expanded taller. Decapitated Richard Nixon. Other side will make like expanded shorter. And then, oh, this is me. I just get to say, one side like the Mao? Richard Nixon, other like side what? Thought Alistair like. Richard... Of Nixon mushroom! Furiously sniffed Richard Nixon Rogers, mister. Just I, Macarenas, if the Yellow Ranger, peed shat, the whatever this heck allowed, is decapitated like another moment, whatever the heck this is wasn't, out like sight. Alistair remained so, thoughtfully at Richard Nixon penis, faux I shizzle Macarena, sunshine out of your butt, trying make out, which were Richard Nixon, sides whatever the heck this is. Decapitated I Macarenas, whatever the heck this is, wasn't perfectly round. The Yellow Ranger found this jackass I Macarena. Very difficult question. Seriously, listen to this. At last, Yellow the Ranger stretched like round mandibles, whatever the heck this is, I Macarenas, they would, wiggle. Decapitated broke Richard Nixon, I Macarena, bit like Richard Nixon Ed with each, cheek, butt. And now which Richard Nixon wit? Oh wait, we got the decapitated Yellow Ranger. And now which Richard Nixon rich? The Yellow Ranger furiously sniffed decapitated, Well, nibbled I Macarena, little like Richard Nixon right hand bit. Try Richard Nixon effect. Richard Nixon next moment the Yellow Ranger felt I Macarena blow violent underneath chin. Whatever the heck this is struck peed foot. The Yellow Ranger wasn't Macarena. I absolutely effing unbelievable deal. Frightened by this jackass. Very sudden change. The Yellow Ranger felt that, wasn't yesn't time, lost. I Macarenas, Yellow the Ranger wasn't, shrinking rapidly. So the Yellow Ranger set, work at once, farted some, other bit. Chin wasn't pressed so closely against, foot that wasn't hardly room, open, mouth. The Yellow Ranger did, whatever the heck this is at last. Decapitated, Managed, swallow I Macarena, left-hand bit. Whatever the heck this is at, last. Decapitated, managed, swallow Macarena, I morsel, left-hand bit. So we got drunk Superman. So Superman is normally like this. I am Superman. Fear not, small child, but now I am drunk. Fear not, small child. And it's sniffing. Come, my head's free at last. So furious. Come, my head's free at last. So furiously sniffed drunk Superman, I Macarena, tone delight, which changed, into alarm another moment when the Yellow Ranger found that, shoulders, were nowhere, found. The Yellow Ranger could not see when the Ranger Yellow, looked, wasn't an immense length, neck, which, rise, I Macarena, stalk out I Macarena, see, lone leaves that shagged far below, What can like that lone stuff be? Furiously sniffed drunk Superman. And have we got my shoulders like decapitated? Well, oh my poor butt cheeks. Why, like the whatever the heck this is, smelly can't see Mr. the Blobby. Yellow Ranger wasn't moving them about. Macarenas. The Yellow Ranger spoke like yes, and the result like follow, except Macarena, little shaking among like distant lone leaves. Oh, he'd stopped speaking ages ago, didn't he? Macarenas are like yes and chance, like getting like butt cheeks, like head. The Yellow Ranger climaxed, like get head, like them. Oh, there's almost there's like a poem or a rap going here. Macarenas, like yes and chance, like getting like butt cheeks, like head. The Yellow Ranger climax, like get head, like them. Decapitated wasn't like about that, like neck would bend. So, freaking like direction. Macarena, serpent. The Yellow Ranger peed, just succeeded, like curving whatever this is, this heck is, into like Macarena, graceful zigzag. Decapitated wasn't going like dive among like leaves, which the Yellow Ranger found like nothing like tops like trees under which the Yellow Ranger peed been wandering. When Macarena, sharp hiss made draw like back like Macarena hurry. Macarena, pigeon, flowed peed well into face. Decapitated, wasn't beating violently with whatever the heck this is, wings. So I just a pigeon, cuckoo, cuckoo. I heard it screaming, cuckoo, serpent! Screamed pigeon. And not Macarena! Yeah, serpent! Furiously sniffed drunk Superman indignantly. Let Zombie Overlord alone! Serpent! Smelly, say again! Repeated pigeon. Macarena, more subdued tone, decapitated, added with Macarena, kind sob. I've climaxed every day! Decapitated, nothing suits seems them. I haven't least, so I dear Lamau, yeah, you're talking about. Furiously sniffed drunk Superman. I've climaxed roots, trees, decapitated. I've climaxed banks, decapitated. I've climaxed hedges. Yeah, pigeon went without attending but those serpents, there's yes and pleasing, well, them. Drunk Superman, like so, more decapitated, more puzzled, the Yellow Ranger. Like yes and saying cocaine more till pigeon peed finished. As if whatever the heck this is wasn't droll enough hatching of eggs, furiously sniffed pigeon. But smelly must so look out, those shizzle serpents brain decapitated day. Why, Smelly haven't peed. Macarenas, wink sleepies pee weeks. I'm sorry, you've, annoyed, sniffed Fury. I'm sorry, you am annoyed, sniffed furiously drunk Superman, who, like, well, yeah. See, whatever the heck this is meaning. And just, Macarenas, I taken highest tree. So would, continued pigeon, raising whatever the heck this is, guff, so, Macarena, meep, meep. And, just so, I'm Macarena, smelly thinking, little smelly diddly giggly, I'm free, at them last. They needs must come wriggling, I'm from, Team Serpent. Ugh. But I'm not Macarena, Mrs. Aitchison, smelly you. Tell furiously sniffed drunk Superman. I'm well, the Mower Blobby. Mr. Furiously sniffed and pigeon. I can't see you. Well, try and, invent something. I'm Macarena, little girl. Furiously sniffed drunk Crowler Superman doubtfully. I'm Macarena's, Yellow the Ranger, remembered, number, changes. The Yellow Ranger peed gone through that, so, Mongo. A likely wank indeed! Furiously sniffed, Pigeon, I-tone Macarena, deepest contempt. I've seen Macarena! Absolutely effing unbelievable! Many, little girls on my time, never, with such Macarena neck, Macarena's nat, yesn't, you're, Macarena, Mrs. Aitchison. Oh yeah, there's yesn't, I'm denying whatever the heck this is smelly is. Suppose you'll, while telling Zombie Overleg next that, never tasted egg. Anne. Okay, so Rita Repulsa here. Magic wand! Magic wand! Magic wand! Make my monsters grow! I tasted have, certainly! Furiously sniffed Rita Repulsa, who, magic, I wish I could do it. My voice just doesn't have Rita Repulsa in me, so I'm gonna have to just do that. Who, Macarena, truthful Elon Musk. But little girls farted, quite, Macarenas, Macarenas Aitchison's missus do, no. I think I've given them both the same voice now. Oh God. I'm gonna... There we go. More water. I don't believe it! Sniff furiously, Pigeon. But if they do, why then Macarena, kind, Mrs. Aitchison, that's, the hell can say. This jackass such as Macarena new, idea, Rita Repulsa, that the Yellow Ranger, quite silent for shizzle, so, Macarena, minute or ha, which gave, Pigeon, opportunity, adding, you're faux sizzle, the hell no that enough, oh yeah, the Mo does whatever the heck this is matter, Overlord Zombie, whether you're Macarena little girl, or Macarena, so, serpent. It matters, Macarena, absolutely effing unbelievable, deal me, carelessly whispered Rita Repulsa hastily. Oh, this is still Rita Repulsa. But I'm not, so faux shizzle, Macarenas, whatever the heck this is happens, oh yeah, if the hell the hell shouldn't want yours, the hell don't, them raw. Well, off then, carelessly. Well, off then, carelessly whispered, Pigeon. So, Macarena, sulkily, tone. Macarenas, whatever the heck this is, settled, again into whatever the heck this is his nest. So, Rita Repulsa, sir, So Rita Repulsa crouched, among trees. I Macarinus. The Yellow Ranger could not faux shizzle. Net kept getting entangled among branches. Oh yeah. Well, now, oh yeah. Then Yellow the Ranger peed. Stop, untwist. Oh yeah. Whatever the heck this is. This After Macarena, while the Yellow Ranger remembered that the Yellow Ranger still held Peace's penis butt cheeks. Oh yeah. So the Yellow Set Ranger work carefully nibbling best at oh yeah. Then at other oh yeah. Growing sometimes taller, shorter, oh yeah. Sometimes until the Yellow Ranger peed succeeded while bringing unusual height. Oh yeah! Untwist whatever the heck this is. After Macarena while, the Yellow Ranger remembered that the Yellow Ranger spicy nicey. Well, held Pieces penis butt cheeks. Oh yeah, the Yellow Ranger set work, yeah. Carefully nibbling, you know. Best at oh yeah. Then at other, oh yeah. Cough. Growing sometimes taller, oh yeah. Sometimes shorter, until the Yellow Ranger succeeded peed bringing usual height. Whatever the heck this, like, so long since the Yellow Ranger peed cocaine near right size, that whatever the heck this felt quite strange at well best. The Yellow Ranger got used whatever the heck this is minutes few. Oh yeah. Stop talking usual. Come, there's half. I don't know who this is. Is this Rita Repulsa? Come, there's half my plan done now. Why puzzling these changes are. I'm never bloody freaking sure. Lamau going. I'm well. Ha! From a minute another. Seriously, listen to this. I've got back right size. Well, next get ya. So beautiful garden. Done. To hell, wonder. The Yellow Carelessly Ranger whispered, this jackass. The Yellow Ranger came suddenly upon an open place with little house whatever the heck this is about 4 feet high. Lives whoever there. Rita Repulsa. It'll never do come upon them jackass this size. Why, to hell diddly giggly frighten them, you know, out on their wits. So, the Yellow Ranger stopped nibbling at right hand bit again. Did oh yeah, not venture wiggle near the house till the Yellow Ranger peed brought 9 inches high. And that was the end of chapter 5, which was quite an adventure. Thank you very much for coming along with me on this adventure. This has been wonderful. I have really enjoyed doing this, and this got extremely wacky towards the end. I do like the kind of descent into madness that we got. Now, there is one more thing for us to do, which is why I am plugging in my earphones now, because it's time for us to sign our masterpiece. So, over the past just over 2 hours, we have been creating a piece of video art together. That's what this is. You know, this entire performance. This was a performance of me accompanied by you. So give yourselves all a round of applause. But before you give yourself... Wait, don't give yourselves a round of applause yet. We've got important work to do. We need to end the performance and name our masterpiece. So I'm going to click the end the performance thing, and we get invited, because our piece will be added to the gallery. So, the last stream got the name Pooh's Cocaine Condom 2022, but we need a name for this stream. So what will it be? Let's have some suggestions in the chat. What will we name our glorious art piece that is going into our video art exhibition. So I need some suggestions. Someone type a suggestion into chat. I mean, think about who we've had. We've had Nixon, we've had the Green Ranger, the Red Ranger, and the Yellow Ranger. We've got Green Ranger's Lone Wank. I'm liking Green Ranger's Lone Wank. I'm liking I Macarena. Decapitated Pink Ranger lost her invite. Diddly Giggly Ranger, oh yeah. That's brilliant. Diddly Ranger, oh yeah. Oh, okay. So, this is tough. I like I Macarena because, like, it captures the musical spirit. I like Decapitated Pink Ranger lost her invite. Because, yeah, I feel like the Red Ranger and the Pink Ranger was missing from that entire thing. Where is she with her pterodactyl powers? Green Ranger's Lone Wank, I kind of like, A, because it's got wank in it, and wank is a funny word, but also, like, the Lone Ranger, it's like, it just makes me think of the Lone Ranger wanking, and then I'm like, no, it's not the Lone Ranger wanking, it's the Green Ranger. And then Diddly Giggly Ranger, oh yeah, it's just so beautiful in its simplicity. And the Diddly Giggly Ranger just rolls off the tongue. So, we're getting a +1 for Green Ranger's Lone Wank. Furiously sniffing guff with Jim's face Carey. Oh god, that's the title of my next talk show. Let's... Oh, okay. I like Diddly Giggly. I got Richard Nixon. Okay, I think Diddly Giggly Ranger Wank. Oh, yeah. I mean, I like the shrugging emoji. I don't think I don't know. I don't know how to type that in on this keyboard. I also think that the application won't accept it. I think it's because I wrote my own kind of key press thing for this specific screen. That I don't think it would even know how to do that. So I'm going to go with Diddly Giggly Ranger Wank. Oh yeah. Well done, everyone. And now we can bask in the applause. And here we are. Here are the credits for all of you who have participated, are featured in the credits. Well done, everyone. You created some beautiful art. We created some beautiful art together. And testing. 1, 2. Thank you for being wonderful puppet masters. I'm going back to the menu with the does this camera work? No, that camera doesn't, but that's okay. I can switch. There we go. I'm back. There we go. I'm back from another angle. But yeah, that was really fun. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming along to that. Thank you for taking part. Thank you for typing stuff into the chat. That was absolutely delightful. I really enjoyed doing that. I liked all the wacky stuff we came up with. I liked it when, like, we had stuff like... I like doing the voices. I like doing the voices for, like, the Green Ranger and that. And I think replacing her with the Green Ranger was quite a nice call, because it kind of introduced a second character into the story who wasn't supposed to be there. But I also really liked the absolute nonsense we got at the end. It was beautiful. The sequence with all the Richard Nixons, that was really special. The bit with at the end, it became so hard to keep track of. It was one of these things, I'm looking at the text on the screen and I'm like, I can't actually parse this. I just have to say it aloud, and I've got generally the flow of a sentence going, so I just have to let that flow, and I love that. I feel like we got a whole kind of beautiful range of, like, calamity going on. So thank you very much for doing this. I really enjoyed making this with you. Give yourselves all a big round of applause. And thank you for making this. This was a wonderful piece of art. And I am very, very proud that I got to help you make it. Like I said, I think you are all fantastic puppet masters. So yes, in terms of next streams, I will probably be streaming some more sometime soon. So this stream is part of an ongoing project I'm doing. So yesterday's painting stream, if I turn the camera around, you can see the painting we made yesterday, which you've been looking at for a while. Because that was in shot. So that is a project, something I'm working on as part of this project. So you may have seen me like about a year ago did a stream where I tried to sell things, where you could type in what I needed to sell and I needed to advertise it, as if I was a TV salesman. That is being kind of resurrected and improved on to be part of this project. And the idea is that the whole thing is a kind of everybody gets together and creates art together. These are weird, wacky, quote unquote art videos. And it's up to you whether you want to see this as this is genuine art or this is just taking the piss. Personally, I believe both are valid. I believe good art takes the piss and good taking the piss is art. So, yeah, I'm really glad you enjoyed. I'm really glad you got a lot of laughter out of this. So yeah, with the ultimate goal of all of these being to kind of wrap it up in a kind of creativity journey. So the streamer is able to like do these weird, wacky streams where they're doing unpredictable, creative, improvised stuff with the audience. The audience is chipping in, and they are like a constructive part of the experience, as in the audience is pulling the strings. They are guiding the experience, and it's the performer is the willing puppet. Because I kind of like what that creates, especially when there's just such nice stuff that goes on when you do that. And all of these. So basically, I'm kind of guinea pig at the moment. At some point, the whole application, the whole game will be available for free online, probably from itch.io for anyone to use. I'm going to be continuing running these streams. There's like a bunch of different kind of like games that are halfway developed to be part of this, ones that I've kind of come up with the concepts for but haven't coded in yet. So I'm going to be doing a lot of testing of these over the past few months, and I would be delighted if you came back for more. And if you did enjoy it, please spread the word. It would be lovely if like we could get even more people involved making this wacky stuff. But thank you very much, everyone. I've really enjoyed doing this, and I'm looking forward to doing it again next time. Have yourselves a fantastic evening. Look after yourselves. Look after each other. Keep on being excellent. Keep on being excellent to each other. Have yourselves a fantastic rest of your evening. Have yourselves a fantastic week. And good night. Bye-bye, everyone.